hello everyone, welcome to EduTap. And today we have with us very talented CA Madhuri, and she has already cleared her chartered accountancy course in November 2017. And since then, she has switched three companies, and finally, what she always wanted. And around 2023, she tried her hands in the regulatory body space, and she's our enrolled student. And guess what? In the first attempt, she cleared the SEBI examination. So, Madhuri, welcome to the our platform. And first of all, I want to congratulate you. And you did it, and you got what you wanted. So many congratulations. And I hope all the students that are watching you, they are going to learn too many things, very much, many things from you, right? From your strategy and whatever you are going to share with us your story, right? So many congratulations once again.
Thank you so much, sir.
Okay. So Madhuri, we are going to start with your educational background. Few introduction I have given already to everyone, but we want to listen from you, your educational background, your academic background, or whatever your achievements you want to tell us.
Yes. So I'm a chartered accountant. I've completed CA in November 2017. And since then, I've started working. So I was working mainly in the IT field. So Infosys, then DXC, and then Wipro.
Okay. And tell us something about how did this SEBI happen, and how did you, uh, I would say, why, in fact, the question should be why you wanted to get into the SEBI. You are already a chartered accountant. You have switched three companies. You have the option of practicing the chartered accountancy profession as well. So why did you choose SEBI over other examination or jobs?
So when I was working in Wipro, due to some health reasons, I had to take a break.
Okay.
So after I took the break, I had this option. My husband, who is very supportive, told me you can either, if you want to go to corporate, or if you want to do something else, maybe you can explore those as well. So that is when I started exploring the various options that I have. And then I came to know about these regulatory body exams. And SEBI was something which aligned with what I've already studied in my CA exams.
Exactly.
And during my CA, I liked the subject SFM. It was SFM back then. So I always liked it. And I thought, maybe I should try this. And luckily it worked out.
No, it was luck plus your hard work. Yeah. Okay. So tell us something about your source of preparation. You can tell us in details from the course, how did it help you? Like videos, PDFs, crash course, live classes, or marathons in YouTube's, whatever you have used for all the components, like for the paper one subjects as well and for the paper two subjects as well. How did course help you, and what was the primary source of your preparation throughout this journey?
I would say my primary source was EduTap, the entire course. So
Okay.
for the quant and reasoning, I have gone through all the videos, and then I supplemented it with practicing CAT books, like not
Okay.
all the levels, but the
Mhm.
level one and some questions in the level two. I was practicing, so that has
Okay.
helped me very much in gaining speed. And
Okay.
I always used to time how much time I was taking. So
Okay.
that also, gave me a sense of how I need to speed up, or which sort of questions I was taking a lot of time, and gave me an idea as to what to avoid, what questions to avoid, and what questions I can pick.
Okay.
So that has helped me a lot. English, I would say I have a decent knowledge of English. So
Okay.
mainly I used to do practice questions, practice tests, and mock tests. So that has helped me. And when coming to the other subjects, uh, I had a decent understanding of few subjects because of my CA course. So the topics which I was already aware of, I was looking at the revision videos and
Okay.
marathon sessions so that I can
In YouTube,
quickly,
in YouTube and in course as well.
yeah, in course
Okay.
and in YouTube, both.
Okay.
So majorly I was looking at the course, the revision
Okay.
video.
Okay.
So it helped me to revise very quickly the subjects which I already knew.
Yes.
So that helped me. And then the marathon sessions. They were, I would say, immensely helpful to my preparation because it was in such a fast pace, and also the faculty used to, reiterate things many times.
Yes, and you
So
have sent us the mail as well for that.
yes,
Thank you, mail as well.
yeah, it was actually very helpful, and I'm very happy that you guys put in so much efforts for us.
Thank you so much for that.
Yeah. And the other part is I used to download these summary PDFs, take printouts, and whenever I find that there is something which is missing from the summary PDFs, because it was not the detailed concept notes, right?
Yes, yes.
So I used to use those summary sheets as my base. And whenever something needed to be added, I used to add there, so that was my final source of revision.
Okay, that's a really good strategy. So your our summary sheets acted as your base, plus whatever other informations you are getting while your preparation journey, you are adding, you are supplementing those notes with your own handwriting or maybe in the soft copy. Yeah. Okay,
Yeah,
so that you can revise it quickly.
correct.
That's correct. Okay, that's good. So let's talk about again about your preparation journey in terms of time you have put in your
Mm.
overall preparation. If I would like to ask you, like how many hours did you put in each day for your preparation, and for how many months consistently you have prepared for this exam?
So I'm not someone who can sit for long duration at once. So if I
Okay.
study for maybe 1 hour, 1.5 hour, I'll definitely need a break.
Okay.
So that is how I function. So I would say I used to put in anywhere from 4 hours to 10 hours,
Okay.
depending on the day. Some days it was only 4 hours, some days it was 10 hours, some days eight.
Okay. But it was
So
consistent though,
yeah,
right?
it was consistent.
Consistent. Okay.
Correct. So yeah, that is how I.
You have prepared for your examination. Okay. And before this examination, you haven't written any SEBI examination before this attempt, right? This was
Mm,
your first attempt, right? Okay. And if a what was your see, you are a married, right? So you have got additional responsibilities as well,
mm,
right?
mm.
So what was the motivation throughout your journey? Is it something external or something intrinsic? You have got your interest or whatever you feel like sharing with us, with the aspirants who are looking for the motivation and all. Can you tell us your motivation though?
So I would say my motivation was more intrinsic.
Okay.
So this was a prestigious organization, and the
Yes.
exam is very difficult with only 62 posts
Yeah.
overall. I took it up as a challenge and I wanted to achieve it.
Okay.
So I knew my end goal, that is
Hmm.
achieving, like cracking SEBI Grade A in 2024. That was my end goal. So I always had that in the back of my mind. So
Okay.
whenever I was getting demotivated, I used to think, why I started this, and then get back to study.
Okay. So there are six subjects in the paper too, right?
Mm, mm.
And yeah, I know ki you are from the chartered accountancy background, but still there are six subjects. And so, as per you, is the syllabus huge or is it manageable?
I would say it is manageable, but this is purely biased because I've read most of the subjects in my CA days.
Yeah.
So maybe that is a biased opinion, but I think it was manageable.
Okay. And as you are from the this background, commerce background, if you want to tell us ki, what could be the appropriate months that you require to prepare for these six subjects in the paper too, as
Uh,
someone from the commerce background?
so months, it depends on the number of hours that you're able to put in each day.
Yeah. Suppose we are taking 4 to 5 hours each day.
Then I think 4 5 months
Okay, that's
should
good.
be good enough.
Should be good enough. Yeah. Okay. So you are okay. We have talked about this. Okay. Now, as per you, what is the toughest section?
I found economics was the toughest, the ISLM. On
Okay.
this, it took a lot of time to properly understand the intricacies. I think a big shout out to Kritika ma'am. She was able
Okay.
to help us a lot with the.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what you find the easiest one, and I would say most scoring subject?
I think the easiest one would be management. Again,
Okay.
thanks to Jalat sir, because the number of times he revises the concepts, and while explaining a particular theory, he would also bring in, uh, you know, similar theories and tell us what are the differences between them. So that will help us a lot to know the differences and also correctly identify the theories when in the MCQ formats, especially.
Okay. So the aspirants I have interviewed till now, everyone says that the management is the most scoring one and the most easy one. This is the
Correct.
common pattern I'm finding.
Correct.
Everyone thinks that हाँ, management is the savior, you can say. If someone, you are from the commerce background, but even if someone is from the non-commerce background, they are
Hmm.
also saying the same thing. कि हाँ, management, in management you can score well. Okay.
Correct. I
Okay.
agree.
So this was about your easiest one and the toughest section as per you. So how do you suggest planning the preparation? Should all the subjects be done simultaneously, or one or two or three subjects should be done simultaneously, or should aspirant should follow the sequential manner?
Again, it depends from person to person. Like
Yeah.
some people might be able to read the same subject like throughout the day. But for me, I was not someone who could do that. So I
Okay.
definitely used to do like two or three subjects together so that
Okay.
I can switch subjects up and it won't become monotonous for me.
So around how many subjects did you take at one time?
Uh, Two, I would say.
Two.
Yeah.
Okay, around two subjects. Okay. And for the costing and commerce accounts, we know there are numericals, right?
Hmm.
So how did you manage the numericals? Are is It is necessary to solve the big numericals, or the surface level or the formula based numericals will be sufficient for the SEBI examination?
I think the basic numericals would be sufficient for the SEBI exam. And
Okay.
whenever I was studying a particular topic, I used to do it like completely. So when I was studying it, I would do the MCQs, do the numericals and everything, and then say that, okay, this topic is finished. So I never left anything for the end. So numericals also, I used to do it simultaneously.
Okay, that's really good. And for the company law, there are so many provisions. There are so many facts. How did you approach the company law subjects? How did you remember these provisions, these facts for the examination?
So the section numbers, I tried to remember how much ever I could. And the provisions also, because of the constant revision, I was able to grasp and remember and recollect most of the provisions. But again, I think somewhere you'll have to take a risk, saying that you cannot remember all the penalties, you cannot remember
Exactly.
everything.
Mm.
So instead of getting too worried about remembering everything, you need
Hmm.
to concentrate on few sections, important ones, so that it is not a burden even while revising.
Yeah. So for the aspirants listening to you, basically what CA Madhuri is suggesting ki you can skip few sections in the company law as well, like penalty amounts, and you don't try to remember all the facts. You try
Mm.
to focus on some facts that is an important fact, but you revise it multiple times, right?
Correct.
And how did you revise? Matlab, what source did you use for the multiple revisions? So did you make your own handwritten notes, or did you use the summary sheets that we have provided, or the final PDF, that revision PDF of all the provision itself that we have provided in the course? What did you actually use?
So it was a combination of all the three. So the summary
Okay.
wherein the section number and the brief summary was mentioned,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
used that, and then the summary sheets and my own handwritten like
Okay.
points on that. So that was my source.
Okay. So you have used the combination of all these three.
All
Okay, that's good. Okay, so let's talk about the. Okay, we have talked about the economics, I guess, and you have created your success in economics to the Kritika ma'am. See, we have
right.
already talked about that. Okay, now just guide the aspirants on the revision part. Once you
Mm,
have completed all the sections,
mm,
right? uh, how should uh, how should they manage the revision part, because it is one of the most important aspect in any
correct.
examination, right? So how
Correct.
did you manage that, and what was your strategy? Please share some insights from your strategy.
So while coming to quants and reasoning, I used to, mark some questions which would, there are some simple concepts, questions based on simple concepts, and some questions which are advanced.
Okay.
So if you solve the questions which are advanced, you're ultimately covering the questions which are simple as well. So,
Exactly.
right, while practicing itself, I used to mark the questions which are advanced, I would say. So in the final, I only have to practice those advanced questions, and all my
Okay.
concepts would get revised. So for the other subjects, I would say my main goal was, while studying itself, I used to make notes for revision, and these were very concise notes. So I think when you have an exam tomorrow and there is limited time today, it will help a lot if the things or the material that you have to revise is small. So always prepare very small, important points, and don't keep your revision notes elaborate. So the lesser your revision material is, the easier it is, and you get a lot of confidence saying that, okay, I've revised this subject, and that confidence plays an important role while you're giving the exam, to have a good state of mind.
So basically, aspirants should learn this thing from you as well. Ki while you are preparing for the components, then also you have to think about the revision part at the end,
Correct.
right? You have to start making notes for the revision while you are doing your study part for all the components. Then only you will have the hold over your notes, and then it will be very easy for you to revise at the last, right?
Correct.
Okay. And let's talk about the mock test.
Mm.
Mock test, how did they play? What was the importance of these mock tests for you? And did you, how many mock tests have you given actually? I want to ask you from the EduTap course, how many mock tests did you give, and how did they help you?
So I've given 4 to 5 mock tests, both for
Oh,
phase 1 and phase 2.
okay,
So in phase 2, I have given mock tests for the descriptive English part as well.
okay,
So mock tests, I would say, are very, very important. Uh, Firstly, if you give the first mock test, you'll get to know where you are. So are you able to manage the time? Or
mm-hmm.
if you're getting stuck on some question and wasting a lot of time there. So all these aspects you'll be able to figure out only when you give mock tests. And EduTap also has the interface of the exam. So that will also help you key where you're going wrong and how the actual interface is, so that you don't find it very complicated on the day of exam. So I think mock test will help you manage your time. And in descriptive answers also, the descriptive English, when I was giving the mock test, I was experimenting. So in
Okay,
one mock test, the sequence, I first wrote the essay, and then
okay,
the RC. So in other mock tests, it was Pressy, essay, and RC. So if
okay.
you experiment and take a chance during the mock test, you will get proper insights into how you should uh, write the exam, because everyone's strategy and everyone's style is different.
It's different,
So
exactly.
you'll know what is beneficial to you.
Mm. And what did you actually, in what sequence did you actually attempted in the English descriptive part in actual examination?
I've written the Pressy first, and then
Okay,
the essay, and then the RC.
RC. So
Yeah.
Presi, essay, and RC. Okay.
Because when I started with the essay, I was taking too much time in essay, and the
Mm-hmm.
other two components were getting impacted. So first I started with Pressy, because it'll
Mm-hmm.
take lesser time, and I already have those marks. Like I've already attempted some part. Then I would go to essay and then RC.
Okay. And plus the interface, I have heard that the interface is not so user friendly.
Hmm.
So, what was your experience about the interface?
I would agree that it is not very user friendly,
Okay.
but because of the mock test that I've given, I was
Mm-hmm.
somewhat familiar with the user interface.
Okay.
So that has helped me a lot.
Okay. And let's move to your interview part, the most interesting part. So, how was your interview? Were they grilling you on various aspects, or it was like cordial or cooperative one?
It was cordial only. It wasn't
Okay.
very
Tensed.
yeah, it wasn't very tense. They were
Okay.
cordial. So Yeah, my overall experience was good.
Okay. And how many members were there in the panel?
There were 5 members.
And everyone was asking you questions, or one or two is just observing you?
There were a couple of people who were just observing, but
Okay.
yeah, mostly they were taking turns. So it started off with one person asking questions,
Mm-hmm.
and then the other people also pitched in if they had any follow-up questions or if they wanted to ask questions of their own.
Okay. And what was the first question they asked you?
The first question was, tell me about yourself and only about your educational background.
Only about your education background.
Correct.
Okay. They
So,
specifically emphasized on that
right.
because you are a CA.
I think it was more random because
Okay. Okay.
the people who went before me, I think someone was asked, tell me about yourself, only about your family.
Okay.
Yeah,
So first question is generally around the profile based.
correct.
And so did they ask you about the current affairs in the financial sector?
Not specifically, but they were asking me about recent developments. And the the main focus was on my past work experience. So
Okay.
most of the questions were based on that.
Okay. Your work experience.
Correct.
Okay. And did they ask something about like what the SEBI organization actually does and about departments and all? Did they ask you something about that? No.
No.
Okay. Not a single question about SEBI.
No, even
Okay.
I was also actually preparing about. I've heard that they ask questions about how many departments are in SEBI and tell me
Mhm.
about SEBI, but I prepared a lot for those questions, but
Okay.
not single question was asked about.
So it was on unexpected lines. Okay.
Correct.
It is not. Yeah. It was random. For
Yeah.
some people, they are asking the departments about departments in SEBI. For some
Okay.
people, they are asking about the profiles. For some
Mm,
people, they are asking about the states.
okay.
Yeah. Okay. So. So you have also given the mock interviews of EduTap, yes? How many
Correct.
mock interviews did you give?
So I've given two mock interviews of EduTap and one
Okay.
of some other platform.
Okay. And these mock interviews,
Hmm.
did they help you? Our interviews, EduTap's mock interviews?
Definitely, they did help me. So the
Okay.
first interview when I've given, I wasn't like totally prepared. So I
Okay.
was in the beginning stages of my preparation for the interview.
Mm,
So that has given me, proper understanding of what all topics I have to cover.
mm.
So I think that was pretty helpful.
Okay. And did you watch the interview videos as well? Because in the interview guidance program, we have got the interview videos as well. So did you watch them as well?
Yes, I did watch them.
Okay. And they were like helpful.
Correct. They were very helpful.
Okay. So it was a really inspirational journey, Madhuri, because there are so many people out there who are preparing for the regulatory bodies, not only for SEBI, but for the RBI, NABARD. And we know for a fact that strategy, though it might be overall different for the different examination, but the overall prospect, how you approach any examination, the revision part that you told us, the books you have told us, ki for the quants you have also prepared from the CAT book, I think the Arun Sharma
Correct.
book, the level 1 and level 2. So
Hmm.
how rigorously you have prepared and how did you manage your revision part? I hope कि जितने भी aspirants ने आपको सुना है वो आपसे बहुत कुछ सीखे हैं. And so at last, I want to just ask you one thing: ki if any message you want to like to give to the fellow aspirants so that they basically are motivated enough to apply for this examination and they are successful as well. They will be successful. And whatever strategy, whatever you think, you might share with all the fellow aspirants to motivate them.
So what I have always believed is you're ultimately answerable to yourself. So that is what makes me put in my hard work and what gives me motivation as well. Because tomorrow you might actually crack the exam or you might not be able to. But if you ask yourself, did I put in my 100%? And the answer is yes. I think you will be in a different state of mind than if it was a no. So
Exactly.
this is the time when you have to put in all your efforts. So give it your 100%.
Yeah. So in crux, you have to focus on your efforts, not on the results. Right? This is what you're saying.
Yeah, always put in 100% efforts.
Efforts. Yeah. Okay. So it was really nice talking to you, Madhuri. Seriously, and we are very glad ki our student has like achieved this milestone. And again, many congratulations, and wish you all the best for the future. Thank you so much for giving us time.
Thank you so much, sir.